What's going on? This is your boy Gangstalk Talk with AJ, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, man, I want to talk about the 5 ways to recover from psychological damage due to gang stalking. If you're into thought-provoking content like this, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. So we're gonna go on my opinion on the 5 things you need to do to recover from psychological trauma or damage due to gang stalking. The first thing is going to be education. So in order to learn what you're dealing with, you have to educate yourself with it. So when you're being gang stalked, you have to understand that you have to educate yourself into what they're doing to cause psychological damage. So if you're, reading up on, the subject, learning the things they do, the signals, the conversations, the stalking that's done and that's made to get you to be overwhelmed, and cause you to react, and for them to have plausible deniability as a result. So you have to educate yourself, know the signs, know how to approach it, know how to approach it with a mindset that doesn't involve getting your emotions involved, and just learn overall what you need to do to overcome, the psychological side of it. So education is definitely something that you need to do in order to overcome, your psychological damage from being gang stalked. That's the first thing. Second thing is awakening. So spiritual awakening. You need to be able to build your relationship with God, because when you're being targeted, there's really nobody you can trust. There's nobody you can confide in like that. I'm talking about as far as in your personal life. There's really not too many people you can confide in at all. There's no need to go into the police. There's no need to trying to seek help in terms of psychologists. When you go that route, they're gonna deem you as somebody that needs that help, even though you're telling the truth about what you're dealing with. In reality, there's gonna be a lot of gaslighting that's gonna be done. That's gonna damage you psychologically even more. So going those routes isn't gonna help. But building your relationship with God, just having an awakening, and and an acceptance to what you're dealing with. Don't be sleep to what you're dealing with. Definitely be woke, and definitely realize that this is not something that's just going to go away. So you have to accept this is your reality, unfortunately, and you have to become cognitively aware of it, and so that way you can build up your resistance to being gang stalked. And that's going to be the second step in repairing your mind psychologically. The third thing is boundaries. This is one of the most important things. You have to set boundaries, and learn how to love yourself, learn how to have some self-respect, and let them know that, you're not going to deal with this. You're not going to accept what's going on here. So definitely don't allow these people to just, degrade you and talk down on you. You can set boundaries without coming off as aggressive and coming off as what they would say crazy, even though you're not. So just set boundaries. Don't have any emotion involved in it. Just let them know, hey, this is what you're gonna do. You're not going to talk to me any type of way. You're not going to, because they do like to disrespect you and degrade you. So you need to set boundaries when it comes to that, and to be honest with you, sometimes, once you set boundaries, they won't try you in those areas. Now they'll still try you. Sometimes it'll just be covert. You know what I'm saying? But once you set boundaries, they tend to know not to mess with you on that level. They tend to just relax, just chill on you, on that level. But yeah, you got to set boundaries for yourself and set boundaries with these people. Even though you're going to have people that's going to try you just because you acknowledge what they're doing, some people will lay off, some people. But definitely look to set boundaries so that way you know what I'm saying, you don't feel worthless. You don't feel like you don't feel like that you want to feel valuable. You want to feel like you're somebody. Because this whole thing is to make you feel like you're not somebody, that you're not important, you're irrelevant to what's going on in the world. In reality, you're very important because you bring a natural, real aspect to the world that's not tolerated today, because a lot of fake stuff and a lot of fake people are allowed to ride. There's a lot of suckers in this world that's allowed to ride because they promote sucker stuff. Look at the people that's in control of the country, the powers that be, and a lot of the time you're a reflection of everything that's going on in the world. You see social media, you see all this stuff going on. It's a lot of sucker-ish, a lot of sucker movements, a lot of stuff that's going on that's not cool. So yes, definitely set boundaries. And then the fourth thing is restoration, and that's restoring your mind. So working on restoring your mind. So taking your focus off consuming your mind with being gang stalked and being harassed. Don't let that consume your mind. You need to restore yourself. So do things that bring you joy, that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, in awakening, build your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you feel like you're backsliding in terms of like your restoration, talk to God. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure that you keep your mind focused on what the goals is for that day, to keep the main thing. So, and just rebuilding. It's nothing wrong with rebuilding and restart and starting over. I think we get the wrong idea about that, because a lot of people make it seem like that you need it now. You don't really have time to start over. I think, yeah, in certain aspects, you don't have time to start over, but it's never too late to be able to make self-improvements within. So, as a TI, you might unfortunately have to do a lot of starting over, because there are going to be a lot of campaigns against you to keep you down. You know what I'm saying? To keep you grounded and to kill your momentum that you start for yourself. So, you might have to get used to restoration. You know what I'm saying? But if you take the time, relax. And I want you to take a few days, a few weeks, hell, even if you got it, if you can, a few months. Take the time to restore, plan, develop, and grow. Take that time out. You know what I'm saying? You want to be as healthy as you can psychologically and emotionally in order to attack the world that we live in. So those two aspects, psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, those three aspects, those are areas you need to be strong in. And of course, physically, you need to be strong in those four areas in order to maintain in society, especially as a TI. You got to be strong. And then the last but not least, maintenance. So maintaining. So making sure that you're consistent in what you do and how you go about it. So if the other four things, if you're education, awakening, boundaries, restoration, making sure you're consistent in those areas. Build up good habits, string together good days, and just be positive within yourself. Feel good about yourself. Be positive, in your own mind and in your own world. You got to operate like you're in your own world when you're being targeted, because if you become of this world, if you become of this world become of this world, not be in this world. If you're one of those type of people and you're like an NPC and you can be controlled and told what to do, then and especially when you're being targeted, if you're in this world and you're not and you're giving energy to every little thing they do, they say, giving a reaction, they got you right where they want you. You know what I'm saying? They got you right where they want you. So working on maintenance, like maintenance in yourself. So working on, like I said, the four things: the education, awakening, boundaries, and restoration. Sharpening yourself up. You know what I'm saying? You got to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So if they think they can get away with playing with your mind, they got another thing coming. You got to play with them too. You gotta reverse that. And when I say reverse that, I don't mean do the same F stuff they do. I mean, just don't give them the reaction they're seeking. Play mental gymnastics with them, because what they want is a negative reaction to what they're doing. Because they think it's funny and they think it's entertaining that they think it's funny and entertaining bullying you, harassing you. So you know how to F them up is kill them with kindness. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a good person. Be a good person all around. Do good things and keep your spirit up. That's what's gonna that's what's gonna mess them up. So working on maintaining yourself, maintaining a good mindset, you know what I'm saying, and maintaining, your peace and being strong and building a relationship with God. Those are the aspects of maintenance. You gotta work on maintaining yourself. Work on building yourself every single day. Like I always say, take steps. Don't forget the things they do to you, but you be cognitively aware of the things they do to you, and you take that into your next day, and you learn, like, okay, so I see what they're doing. I see what type of tech games they're playing with me. So I'm not going to give that any attention or any energy today. I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. So, and once you put that in your mind and you stay disciplined to that, string together those days, and next thing you know, it's not going to mean anything to you. So it's just about being happy within. You got to be, because a lot of people that don't love themselves, and that's why they participate in gang stalking. So if you have peace within and you create that peace, like, even if you got to wear headphones and listen to things that make you smile, that make you happy, you know what I'm saying, that bring you peace, like my content, if that's your thing, shout out and subscribe. I appreciate you. I'm just kidding. But I'm serious too. If those things like bring you happiness and joy, and you know what I'm saying, seeing this handsome face, pause, for the fellas, it helps out. Just kidding. Anyways, but yeah, like that, you know what I'm saying, like, just create happiness, happy moments, and and you gotta create your own peace, whatever brings you that. It don't matter what it is, whatever brings you that peaceful feeling, and you wake up in the morning, you're feeling peaceful, you're ready to start your day, and you're just motivated to go. Because I know for me, this stuff motivates me, like, to be able to go, because I know they don't want me to win. So I get out and I try to win every day. Now, do they sometimes win the day? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, they sometimes do. But it's not gonna be because I gave them what they wanted. It's gonna be more because business ain't really, booming like I wanted to. So yeah, and they want me to see me without money and see me, not making as much. And they know when you're making plans, so they're gonna try to sabotage your plans. So you may have to go a little extra harder in order to meet your goals and your aspirations, and that's okay. It's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So those are the 5 things that you need to do in order to repair yourself psychologically from gang stalking. Education, awakening, boundaries, restoration, and maintenance. Focus on those 5 things in order to repair yourself psychologically, because you have to have self-love and self-respect in order to, in first, that's the first 2 things you have to have in order to, start the repair process. So, because they'll drain all that energy up out of you and cause you to not value who you are, and think you're in the result, they're gonna make you want to take yourself out. So that's a part of it. Value yourself. Don't let them devalue you. You have a purpose on this earth. When you wake up in the morning, you have purpose. You have things you need to do. You have things you need to accomplish. So understand that and become better as a result of that. Don't let these people make you feel like you're not somebody. So, but this is your boy Gangstalk Talk with AJ. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way out. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.